This is a video essay about the mysteries in Pokémon and why they don't exist anymore. And by the way, these video essays, they take a long time to make. So please, if you like what I do, feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks. There was a time when Pokémon felt impossible to fully understand. Every new route, every cave, every rumor made the world feel bigger than the game itself. You'd hear stories about a truck that hid a Mew, a strange Pokémon called Missing Now, or whispers that Lavender Town had a dark secret. Most of these stories weren't true, but somehow that didn't matter, because for a generation of players, Pokémon wasn't just a game, it was a mystery. Today, if a new Pokémon game releases, almost everything is known even before you start playing. Every new Pokémon is leaked, every evolution is posted online, every legendary is data mined. Within a few hours, someone has already uploaded a complete walkthrough to YouTube. The mystery is gone before the adventure even begins. But it wasn't always like that. Back in the days of Pokémon Red and Blue, the internet wasn't just sitting in your pocket. If you wanted to know something, you asked your friends at school, maybe your older sibling, maybe a gaming magazine. And sometimes, nobody knew the answer. That uncertainty made every rumor feel believable. Take Mew for example. Almost every Pokémon fan has heard the story that if you use strength on the truck near the SSN, people claimed Mew would appear. Of course, it wasn't true, but players spent hours trying anyway. Not because they were gullible, because they wanted to believe that there was still something left to discover. And then there was Missing Now. Unlike most playground stories, Missing Now was actually real. A strange glitch Pokémon that could duplicate items and completely confuse the game. Finding it felt like discovering something you weren't supposed to see. It blurred the line between myth and reality. And that's exactly why players couldn't stop talking about it. Then there was also Lavender Town. A quiet town with unsettling music and one of the first moments where Pokémon felt genuinely eerie. Soon, stories spread across the internet. People claimed the music made children sick, that hidden messages were buried inside the game. None of it was true, but for years, players couldn't help wondering, what if it was real? These mysteries weren't created by Game Freak, they were created by us. Every playground conversation, every school lunch debate, every "my cousin works at Nintendo." Together, players built a world that felt larger than the cartridge sitting inside their Game Boy. And it wasn't just the rumors. Older Pokémon games rewarded curiosity. Maybe you found an optional cave. Maybe you stumbled across a legendary Pokémon by accident. Maybe you discovered a hidden item after checking one random rock. Every discovery felt personal. It felt like your discovery. Today, that feeling is much harder to find. The moment a secret is discovered, it's uploaded, shared, and explained to millions of people. Information has never been easier to access, but perhaps that's exactly what we've lost. So, did Pokémon actually lose its mystery? Maybe. But maybe we changed too. When we were younger, we weren't rushing to search for every answer. We explored, we experimented, we imagined, we accepted that there were things that we simply didn't know. Today, we expect every mystery to have an answer. And maybe that's why Pokémon doesn't feel as magical as it once did. Not because the games stopped hiding secrets, but because we've stopped wondering where those secrets might be. The greatest mystery in Pokémon was never underneath the truck. It was never Missing Now, and it was never Lavender Town. The greatest mystery was instead believing that somewhere there was still something waiting to be discovered. And maybe that's a feeling we'll never get back. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.